What's up guys, it's Rogue here, coming at you at the local scene with a 4-0 Floowandereeze deck profile. Take it away.
Well, it's Flunders deck, there's not really much to say. I managed to get a win today. It's a good meta call, I think, at the moment. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the most fun deck to play because it's very linear, but it's just really strong right now with what everyone's trying to do. So pretty standard. We've got Rabina, Eglin, and then one of top and a Stree. I think some people play two of one of these, maybe two Stree sometimes, but I think one of those two is correct and the three of the Eglin Rabina. That's pretty standard. For the other little birds, we've got the Barrier Statue and the DD Crow. You only need one DD Crow as it's searchable, and the Barrier Statue is just a Barrier Statue. Everyone hates to see it. So that's the little birds of the deck. Onto the big birds. We run with two M-Pen. There's a lot of back and forth, 2 or 1 M-Pen. Every few weeks a different Flunder list tops with 1 and then 2 and then 1 and 2, and everyone argues about it. I think 2 is better. I just find 2 comes up more. I have tried 1 a few times, but I just found myself wanting that extra Eglin search sometimes, so 2 feels correct. And then 1 Avian, 1 Riser. I wouldn't change this at all. If you're worried about Super Poly, you don't want to end your board with the M-Pen and the Avian, and you just end on the M-Pen Barrier Statue. That usually stops you being Super Polyed. But M-Pen Avian's always a strong end board as well. Hand traps, I only play Dimension Shifter, no other hand traps. I've seen people run Ash Blossoms and Imperms in these as well. And I did it for a while myself, but I think right now, Board Breakers just works out better, because all you're trying to do really is just make it like a blank board for you to play into, and then you can just stun whatever they're trying to do. And Dimension Shifter is really the only hand trap other than the Ash or the Imperms that you could run in this deck, so just 3 Dimension Shifter. Spells, 3 Map, 3 Advent, 1 Winds, and then the Flu Trap as well. Again, this is pretty standard. Some people do run more of the Winds, and I can see why. It's probably the strongest spell card you've got. Like, you just get to send their board away over and over again, and you can even mulligan your hand. So you can load your hand up with lots of little birds, and then get free draw power off it. You can stack the top of your deck with Riser, and then use Winds effect to draw whatever you've just stacked. It's really good, but be mindful, you can't obviously do the mulligan effect if you've resolved any of these cards, which are coming up next. The pot cards, if you resolve any of these, you don't want to go into the mulligan effect, you're not allowed to. I'm on 7 pot cards in main, 3 Prost, 3 Duality, 1 Extrav. I'm not overly keen on having the Extrav and the Prost together because they conflict, but you just need the consistency. The deck bricks too much otherwise. I've seen some people go up to even 9, which I think is crazy, but yeah, I think 7's a good number. 6 just isn't quite enough. You don't see them every single turn, and you need them a lot, so yeah, 7. And then last, we've got 3 DRNM, and then the power one-offs. Terraforming, Mystic Mine, Duster, Gold Sark, best card in the deck, and Cold Battle Grave. With the Dark Rulers, again, it's just so you can play, go in second. I find I lose a die roll a lot, so I always end up getting to resolve a DRNM. Terraforming into Mystic Mine. Today, I didn't resolve Mystic Mine once, but just knowing that I had it in hand a lot of the time, like I'd add it off a Duality or off the Terraforming, just so the opponent had to kind of like know that I had it and play differently. It's a good mind game, and also if you do want to resolve it and just, make people hate you, you can as well. Call By obviously stops you getting hand trapped. Duster, you need Duster. And Gold Sark, again, it opens up. If you've got 1 little bird and no map, Gold Sark adds you that extra little bird by banishing it. It gives you the chain block. It's great. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the main deck. For the side deck, triple Evenly, triple D-Baz, triple Featherstorm, triple Raigeki, and then we've got 2 Twin Twitties and a Cosmic Cyclone. With the triple Evenly, I mean, it's evenly matched. Again, you're just trying to wipe your opponent's board enough that you can set up your stun with Flunders. Like, that's like the main way you want to sort of proceed with things. So, what better way to crack a board than banishing them all face down, especially after resolving like a DRNM, so they can't even negate it. D-Baz is just great into the meta at the moment. Obviously, you've got the elements, they want to fuse everything. All of these branded stuff as well with the new Bestial cards out. Again, D-Baz is great. And then the Featherstorm, I mean, if you play the Thunder player and if they're going first, they're siding in Featherstorm. I wouldn't main deck it. I just find you can brick too much, so you want to really only, like, when you're going first, have it. And even then, like, I do find I brick on it sometimes still, but it's too strong not to include, at least in the side. Raigeki, again, it pairs really well with the DRNMs. It just works well siding it in when you're going second. You can crack a board really easily, or at least bait out some negates, and then you're allowed to play. And then with the spell trap removal, the back row hate, I mean, I'm not sure why I've gone for this exact ratio. Twin Twisters, I just find if you're going to get Lance-seared, then Cosmic Cyclone's dead anyway, but you do need a Cosmic Cyclone because sometimes you need to banish the spells or traps rather than destroy them to remove them, like if people are putting Beat Cop tokens on Mystic Mine and stuff like that. So it is necessary there. But yeah, I find with the Twin Twisters, usually if you're playing someone that's back row deck, you want to get rid of more than one of their spells and traps. So between the Feather Duster and then the Twin Twisters on the side, you can deal with any back row stuff. And obviously, you've also got your Winds to tribute all of their back row as well. So yeah, that's most of all of everything. The only thing that's left, which doesn't really matter, is the extra deck. This is kind of ridiculous. It's literally Nightingale, Downerd, Zeus. That matters. You need them 3. The rest of it, I mean, I've got these, but I've not changed this extra deck in since I started playing Floowandereeze, like 8 or 9 months ago. And it's just whatever I had spare to throw in. So you've got some of the other Lureless Gixies. They are used, you can out certain things with them and stuff like that. Obviously, the Link Monsters, the Dark Charmer, the Nightmares, Relinquished Anima, just to threaten, respect the zones. Other than that, I mean, if you get Maximus, you could Entis or Garura to draw 1 and stuff like that, but it really doesn't matter with the extra deck. If I was playing Ultimate Slayer, this would matter a lot more. I'd really have to think about my extra deck and what I'm going to send off Ultimate Slayer and stuff like that, but I'm kind of a brain-dead flute player, I guess, so I've just gone 3 cards that actually matter, and the rest is just banish fodder for your pot cards. Yeah, that's basically everything.